Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the podcast. I'm so grateful to be here in Los Angeles with Mama B. You can't see her. She's back over here holding down the fort, supporting and loving, and just really grateful. I'm really grateful for today. I'm grateful to be here with you all. So, walking the path, today's topic is flow. Hey, Jacob, good to see you. Um, Flow, divine order, divine time, and flow. What the hell is that? Well, I'm going to tell you about it. But before I tell you about that, the intention of this live stream is to share with you what's coming out through Rythmia. Because normally, hey, Matthew, good to see you. Mark, welcome. Rythmia is a amazing place. And each week I get to do this live stream under the auspices of Rythmia. So if you are wanting to step into a more authentic expression of yourself, if you are wanting to release old disempowering narratives and unbecome all the stuff that you're not so that you can become truly more of who you really are, merge back together with your soul and step powerfully into your life, forgiving the unforgivable and healing your heart, Rythmia is a place for you. So if you're interested and want to find out more information, check out, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, the number that's on the screen. If you're on Instagram, go to rythmialive.com or rythmia.com and check it out. And if you have any questions, you can always direct message me. I'm happy to share with you about Rythmia. Now, on to Divine Flow. Helen, great to see you, sister from Copenhagen. Wow, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so Divine Flow. What is flow? Flow. It is that state of being in the zone. There's been lots of stuff written about flow, but the fastest way for you to get into touch with your spirit, with the spirit of the I am consciousness that is already within you, the spirit of the I am, which already knows because it is connected to the infinite mind. It is the infinite mind. So everything that you need to know is already there. All we have to do is learn how to tap into it. And when we tap into it, we're in flow because the correct course of action reveals itself with ease and grace in a magical way. That's what flow is. You've been in flow before. We've all had the experience anecdotally of being in that day when you hit all the green lights on the way to work, where every call you make, is on time. Everything is perfect. Hey, city baby, what's up? That's flow. Now, most of it is by chance, by circumstance, by happenstance that I had a great day. I was in flow. Oh, I hit every green light today. I was in flow. We can create a flow state every day. First, by connecting with ourselves. What does it mean to be a spiritual person? It means that you're connected with God. And connected with God is connected with you because you are God. And that is not a statement of blasphemy. That is a declaration of unity. So we can get into flow by being in connection with ourselves, which is God, which is our highest self, which is our soul. That's the first way. And when we get in connection through meditation, through breath work, through our spiritual practices, we receive insights. And those insights guide us to take inspired action in our lives. That's flow, connection, insight, inspired action for our growth and the growth of others, the growth of those around us. So flow is this state of being connected and receiving the answers, like you have your own onboard, system. People joining Farkin with your flow, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, Helene. So flow is this state. Now, how do we get into flow? One is through connection. Another way that you can get into flow is by getting into joy. Now, this might be counterintuitive, right? Like, oh, I want to get into a flow state. I want to be more in alignment because I got to get stuff done. So love you too, Helene. Love you, sister. I'm coming to Copenhagen. You want to get into flow and to get things done, right? You have some things you want to accomplish. How do you get into flow? Easiest is by doing something that brings you joy. And it might seem counterintuitive. The thing that brings you joy might be off topic. It might not be the thing, well, I got to get stuff done. How can I do something that brings me into joy? I got to get stuff done. But when you do things that bring you joy, you're automatically up-leveling your vibration and stepping into the flow state. Hey, Susan, great to see you. Susan de la Quinta, love you too. So what brings you joy? Something simple. It could be a bath. It could be a walk. It could be playing with your kids or playing with your dog. It could be cleaning out a drawer that brings you joy. Whatever it is that brings you joy, do that. That raises your vibration into a higher level of flow so that you're connecting with yourself. You're connecting with your intuitive wisdom, because guess what? There are tons of spiritual teachers out there. There are tons of spiritual teachings out there. And you don't need any of them. We don't need any of them. They're great. Oh my God, I'm so grateful for all the teachers and the teachings that have brought me from darkness into light. And what all the teachers and teachings are saying is the answers are within you. That you have all the answers within you. I have all the answers within me. That our greatest gift, our greatest talent is that we can connect with the infinite intelligence that is within us and all around us and receive everything we need. It's that level of trust. Trust is another thing that brings us into flow. How can you trust in your life? How can you trust in spirit? Think of all the times that your back was against the wall and something helped you out. Think of all the times that you were about to fall and something helped you out. Think about all the times that you got over that something helped you out. These are the things that remember, we have to anchor these moments of high resolve, the moments when we've been blessed, when something helped us, when something picked us up, when something came through and gave us a helping hand. And it might have been someone in your life that was the very hand of God acting through that person. Those are moments that help us remember we can trust. And trust and safety are two key pieces that bring us to surrender so that we can get into flow. So I guess a third way of getting into flow is trust, safety, trust, surrender puts us into flow. And one of the ways we can do that is by remembering all the times that we have been blessed, all the times that we have been supported in ways that we couldn't have even imagined. Those moments are a way that we can treat our mind so that we can lift ourselves above confusion and remember that everything really is working together for our good all the time, no matter what. Everything really is working together for our good all the time, no matter what. And I didn't say everything's good. I said everything's working together for good. This is an important spiritual principle that also helps us step into the flow state, which is there's some good here. I might not be able to see it. This is one of my favorite prayers that Reverend Michael taught. Let me see it. Because if the principle is there's always good, everything is working together for good, then if I'm experiencing something that I might not call good, something that might be a contraction instead of an expansion, if I say to myself, let me see it. I know there's some good here. I can't see it right now. I can't see how my car breaking down in the middle of the highway is good. But principle is everything's unfolding for good. Let me see it. Where is it? Let me see it. It's here. And what we look for, we will find. What we are seeking is seeking us. What we want wants us back. It's the potential of perfection that's out there in the unified field, the potential of that thing that you're looking for, that exists in the unified field. And when we start to look for it with our own vibrational frequency, we activate that potential that exists in the unified field, and we open up a portal for that thing to materialize in our life. That's what we call a miracle. A miracle is when something from the infinite, outside of time, breaks through and into time and space. Helene, thank you so much. Helene says, beautiful words, search for the evidence. Remember the proof. For me, surrender often comes before the trust and the faith. All right, sister. See, for me, I'm glad you said that, Helene, because for me, safety is a precursor for trust. I can't trust until I'm safe, and I can't surrender until I can trust. That's the way I'm wired. That's just the kind of way it works for me. So I have to establish safety first, and then I can trust, and then I can fully surrender. But Helene, baby, you wired a different way, and that's what makes the world beautiful, ain't it? So let's talk about trust for a minute. let's talk, how can we trust? What are ways that we can start creating safety and trust in our lives with spirit? First of all, nature is our teacher. Nature is a reflection of the spiritual world. So every spiritual principle has to be proved in nature. If it can't be proved in nature, it's not a universal spiritual principle. So safety and trust. We can trust in the spirit. We can trust in the flow of God moving through our lives. How can we prove that in nature? Well, I look in nature and I see that every dark night has a dawn. Every winter has a spring. Every storm has a sunny day. Every time. Every time. And not only does every winter have a spring, but that winter is required for spring. Important stuff is happening in winter for spring to occur. Important stuff is happening in the dark night for the dawn to occur. So this is where we go back to the proof. Let me see it. I can't see it right now, but I know every winter has a spring, and I'm in the middle of winter. I'm in the middle of the winter of my discontent. How do I see in the middle of that discontent some good seeking to emerge? Let me see it. I know it's here. Let me see it. And we start to look for it. Look for the evidence and you will find it. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be answered. Ask and the question will be answered. I guess knock and it shall open. Ask and it shall be answered. Okay, so we got 3 ways to get into flow. Let me see if I can remember them. 1, something that brings you joy. 2, is what was the first? Actually, the first one was something that brings you into joy, connecting with spirit, connecting with yourself, connecting with the infinite mind, and looking for evidence, anchoring the moments of high resolve. Those are all ways that we can get into flow. And listen, patience is another requirement. We must be patient. Patience is key. Nothing in nature is rushed. Mother Nature ain't hurrying nothing up for you or for me. She goes in her own time. That's another spiritual principle that can be proved in nature. Patience. Everything is unfolding in divine perfection. What does that mean? What does it mean that everything is unfolding in divine perfection? It means that everything is happening just the way that it should. Listen, if your great-great-grandparents didn't meet, then you wouldn't be here right now. And not only did your great-great-grandparents have to meet when they did, but everything had to happen exactly the way it did for you to be right here, right now. And believe me, I can know, I don't even have to know your circumstance or condition, but that who you are today is an effect of all the things that happened to you to bring you to this now moment. So everything is unfolding in divine perfection because it's unfolding exactly the way that it is. And that is perfect because everything is working together for good. Okay. So we were talking about patience. Everything is unfolding in divine perfection, and patience is another key to engendering joy and flow state. And Claudia says, everything happens for us, not to us. Amen. Amen. Oh, and Helene says, love it. Boundaries can do it for me. Bring me into that flow state by setting boundaries. Matthew says, connecting with self, go towards joy and patience. Love you, brother. Thank you for outlining that for me, Matthew. So patience, listen, there's this field in Costa Rica where I live, and there's these 2 trees. They're exactly the same. They're in the middle of a field. They're the exact same tree. They're right next to each other. So they've got the same moisture, the same sunlight, the same nutrients in the soil. And every year, one of them blooms before the other. Every year I drive by this field, there's cows sitting there doing their thing. And one tree's blooming, one tree isn't. Everything happens in divine time. Everything is perfect. And then that one tree that's not blooming isn't like, oh my God, I'm not blooming. They're blooming. Look at how beautiful they're blooming. And I'm over here budding. I'm just budding. They're blooming. Oh my God. No. Tree's like, hey, I like your bloom. Look at my bud. That's what that's the way it is. Listen, comparison truly is the thief of joy. And the only thing that you have to compare yourself to is the highest version of you. That's the only thing you have to compare yourself to because you are incomparable. There's no comparison. There's never been another you. There isn't another you on the planet right now, and there never will be another you. You are incomparable. Incomparable, meaning not inferior, not superior, and not even equal to anybody. Incomparable. Incomparable. So This is the mature ego that says me being me doesn't take away from me being incomparable doesn't take away from anybody else's incomparability. You are incomparable. And Claudia says, don't compare your journey with somebody else's journey. You have your own lessons to learn. Boy, that is the truth, sister. I got my lessons and you got your lessons. Okay. So listen, I am getting ready to go to Cuba. I'm going to Cuba tonight. I'm leaving for Cuba. Say hello to my little friend. And and I'm going to be off this live stream for 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks, next Thursday and the Thursday after, because the internet isn't so great, I can't depend on the internet in Cuba. So I might be able to jump on if I can, great, but probably not. So I will see you. Let's see. The first was 23rd, 24th, October 24th. We're coming back October 24th for the next installment. And I'm going to have some stories from Cuba, I'm sure. And I'm so grateful. Thank you for all the well wishes, Matthew and Cindy and Anna. Thank you, Helene, for your comments. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. Jennifer over here in the Facebook world, thank you for your comments as well. Sending everybody much love, peace, and richest blessings. And don't be jealous, Helene. You're incomparable. I love you. Thank you for joining, and blessings to you. Blessings to all.